Hey folks, God bless you. God bless your family and continue to bless you. I recently read an article about the church's stance right now as far as growth and as far as expansion or revival. And what they were saying doesn't seem like good news. Many pastors are burnt out. Many people don't want to go into the ministry. There are some that do, but the universities may demand the vaccine, so they don't want the vaccine because they have their whatever the morals are. So they can't go into those schools to learn theology, although you don't need school to be a pastor, but society deemed it that way these days. And many of these pastors who are currently struggling, they're currently struggling. One is finances. After the whole last year, 2 years, the last 2 years has been tough on many of these pastors. The problem is when you start developing or using the church as a system of employment, you're going to have financial problems. You're going to have problems like, I can't pay this, I can't pay that. Well, you shouldn't be investing in a $2, $3, $5, $10,000 sound equipment, expensive chairs and all that. That's all a waste. That's all rubbish. We all want a church to look nice, but in reality, it's only in America where we want it to look pretty. Other countries struggle to even meet because they have to hide. You think they care about the chairs they sit in, the sound? So many of these pastors, from what I read in the article, was that there's also now many people have been having to choose a side. So many of the pastors are now also dealing with members in their church with two different stances. One might believe that all lives matter and Black lives matter, and then they're at each other. It's like many people are taking these other things as more important than their relationship with Christ. These things are not important. Another one is like basically the church. You have a lot of members in the church, and you have all these social dilemmas. Whether it's climate change, whether it's whatever social dilemma, whether you like President Trump or don't like him, or like Biden or don't, or you're a Democrat, you're Republican, all these things are coming to the surface, and that's taking and overriding your faith and your love for Christ. Once again, I've always said the same thing. That's all carnal things, and that's what the church leaders are battling with, all these carnal things. So then the church has to pick a side, but they don't. They don't really have to, but society's going to demand, the members are going to demand that you pick the wrong side. Members go to another church or find an online church, because now it's, if you're starting a church from scratch, a building, you're going to have a hard time because there's other options available to people. So this is what's happening in the church. You have politics and social dilemmas have crept and has taken precedence in the person's life over the relationship with Christ. If I'm hanging out with you for a week, I shouldn't even know what your your political views are. That shouldn't even be a topic of interest. I shouldn't even care what you think about so-and-so riots. I don't care what you think about wearing a mask or not wearing a mask, whether you got the vaccine or you're against it. That shouldn't even be a topic, but it becomes a topic in many people's daily lives. Why? Because we all lean toward our carnal nature, wanting to this argument of this is why I don't like the vaccine. This is why I love the vaccine. It's our carnal nature, because it's tactile. We can hear it, we can feel it, we can see it, we can win an argument. We don't like to lose, but you can have that argument, and it's more enticing than just a relationship with Christ to people. It stimulates more. And that's the problem. Many people have fallen away from the foundation of what's just simple, their relationship with Christ, their love for Christ. So if you're hanging out with a person and you already know their political views, it's like, why is that even a topic? Why is that even an interest? It's wrong. It's sad that we've come to that. But this is what these church future pastors are battling with. They're struggling with, how do I balance a church? Well, you have to learn how to navigate where you make it clear. All that stuff is garbage. your political view, your social view, whether you support this, whether you, all that is rubbish. It's garbage. When you realize all that, it's just garbage. And most of that stuff, we only believe it because of what I call the law of first exposure. It's what you were first exposed to. And depending on what media you consume, or what media, better yet, what media consumes you. If you're out there watching Fox or CNN, you're going to have two different views because one of those consumes you, and one of those opens your mind, programs you what to say, when to say, and how to say it. And they give you keywords that are trigger words. If you say anti this, you know what to say. Both of them, both sides, this whole spectrum of this whole political realm these days, it's all about what has opened your mind, what they programmed you with a little message, closed it, and now you're programmed that way. And you don't see another way. You're blind. You know, you're like a horse, like, you know, the horse with the blinders. You can't see why I view things different than you do. Same thing with our faith. People couldn't understand why I didn't believe in hell when I was going to church. How come I didn't believe in tithing when I was going to church? Why? Because the law of first exposure opened my mind, said you have to believe this. When I decided to break a blinder, I wanted me to look this way. No, I can't. No, put the blinder back on. I just couldn't put the blinder back on. I took them both off. Now I have my personal relationship with Christ. The hope, your political views, that don't matter to me. Yes, it might come up in a conversation here or there, but it's not something that should release any type of endorphins to give you some kind of high. Anyway, just want to let you know I read the article, people struggling in the church. There is no revival coming. Anyway, God bless you. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe if you want.